Good evening, and thank you for your warm welcome. 1 year ago, I was sitting as you are tonight, taking in the wonder that is Starlight Foundation. I was fortunate to have my friend Cindy invite me as her guest. She knew this event was needed to be seen by my eyes and felt by my heart. Where we were in our journey 1 year ago was very different than it is today. The need for light and hope, just the same. After hearing the emotional stories, from the families of how Starlight was a light for them in their darkest hour, I made a vow to attend this year with one wish in mind. The days leading up to this event, I could feel something was missing from my speech. I wrote it for all of you here, but I need to speak to my son too. After all, I wouldn't be here if not for him. So I invite you to listen in, and I thank you for your understanding. On July 15th, 2012, Daddy and I welcomed you into our world, and our lives changed in the best of ways. At 3, you welcomed your other half, your baby sister, Amelie. A happy time in our lives suddenly cut short when you were diagnosed with DIPG brain cancer. You deserved so much more from life than what the cancer community refers to as a death sentence. With a 1% chance of survival and 9 months to live, we were told to go home and make memories. During those 6 weeks of daily sedation, steroids, and radiation, you were determined to beat the odds, and you made us so proud. Like a race against a ticking bomb, we hit the ground running, researching. We found life-extending methods of care with help of your dedicated naturopath and friend. Caring for you took a village, and we were fortunate to find yours. 2 years after exhausting all options in Canada, we made a difficult decision. We traveled to India, just you and me, and for 2 months, you embraced daily stem cell injections without hesitation. Your strength and love for life taught me how to choose hope over fear and trust the journey. You always willing to take on any chance of healing is why we all called you Tristan the Brave. My little Indiana Jones, you seem to have your whole life ahead of you for the first time in years. I loved seeing your passion for adventure and hearing your plans of seeing your girlfriend Moana in Hawaii, visiting Japan's Pokemon Center, and sailing Croatia with your grandparents. You came home and you rocked school, finally giving you the rite of passage every child deserves. You taught us the true value of every moment. And I'm so sorry. 1 great month was not enough. An MRI showed our worst fears. Despite stabilizing his tumor, he developed necrosis, a side effect from radiation. That Christmas, he was placed on palliative care. Refusing to give up, we increased his protocols, traveled daily for hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and left no stone unturned. As time progressed, so did Tristan's symptoms. With each day, we helplessly watched our son lose his ability to walk, sit, stand, use his arms, legs, and most painfully of all, his ability to speak and eat. Our hearts were being broken beyond comprehension. Tristan's immune system being fragile and his changing limitations made it hard to go places without being discouraged by all the things he wasn't able to do anymore. As a parent, watching your child not be able to live as a child should is excruciating. Somehow, Tristan continued to adapt and fight, always guiding the way. Often, this meant a trip to his happy place. And on the tougher days, he would sit in his stroller as we took him up and down the aisles of Toys R Us, searching for Pokemon toys. He took catching them all very seriously. And thankfully, Toys R Us made it tangible. When given the opportunity, we purchased a Starlight star at checkout, unaware of the big impact those donations make in the lives of medically fragile children. When Tristan saw Nintendo would be releasing Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee for his Nintendo Switch, he was beyond excited. Day or night, he would keep a Pokemon toy in his working hand, desperate to feel his body respond to a command that even in sleep when it fell, we searched the sheets to put it back. So when we heard the game came with a Pokeball controller fitting his ability, we knew it was perfect for him. Cody and I learned the game wouldn't be released for 7 months. Knowing time wasn't on his side, we were devastated. Then magic happened. That magic was Starlight. On May 31st, Tristan became a Starlight child, all from sitting where you are tonight. That evening, I met some of the kindest souls I've encountered, ones that instantly took our family in and asked to help. While we were doing all we could to keep Tristan alive and comfortable, they were making sure he received joy and memories. The staff at Starlight and many of you here gave our son what we as parents didn't have the resources left to give. I'll never forget being in McMaster when I got the call from Starlight. I burst into tears, and for once they were happy ones. They worked a miracle for us, and I don't use that word lightly. But after witnessing the dedication and hard work that they all put in, I can assure you it was. Over those 12 days, it felt like the team at Starlight was the genie from Aladdin, granting wishes that seemed so far out of reach. Often, I questioned if they were sleeping as little as we were. From the countless emails, phone calls, and behind-the-scenes hard work, we knew that magic did not come easy. Starlight, Toys R Us, Nintendo, and Pokemon rallied together, and distance was made no issue for our son. Complete strangers loved him enough to fly in an unfinished game from San Francisco and grant his last wish. And it didn't stop there. Once Starlight reached out to their contacts for Tristan, boxes arrived to the house with Pokemon cards that weren't on the shelves yet. It was one of the last times we heard his voice. Rare Pokemon had that effect. He raised his arm, mustered out a woohoo, and stretched his eyes wide open with happiness. To some, that might not sound like much, but to family of a child who is trapped in their body, it's everything. Starlight arranged his first and only Blue Jays game, and to commemorate the day, we were surprised with personalized jerseys. Starlight then helped us celebrate Emily turning 3 and an early 6th birthday for Tristan, complete with their own ice cream bar. His Pokemon Wish Day arrived, and Tristan surprised us all. Nothing could hold him back from playing that game for hours. They spoiled him, and he loved every moment. He felt so cool being the only person outside of Nintendo Pokemon allowed to play the game. You could feel his gratitude from every corner of our home, and we carry that in our hearts today. On June 30th of last year, Tristan passed away after suffering from complications of a medical overdose. A devastating mistake that still seems incomprehensible. We have learned from Tristan's journey that regardless of our intent, we can't control what life brings our way. What we do have control over is how we rise to our challenges and support one another. How as adults, we do the right thing and stand up for these brave children with grace and compassion. They are the true heroes in this story, and we owe it to them to give our strength, love, and dedication to ease their suffering. This is what the Starlight Foundation recognizes, embodies, and lives by. Their love even continuing after a child gains their wings. Our first Christmas without Tristan, a present of comfort arrived in the mail. Starlight registered a star in his name on the night our son joined the universe, keeping his light forever bright. Tristan's favorite storybook, You're Here for a Reason, says it best. Even the smallest of things that you do blossom and multiply far beyond you. A kindness, for instance, may triple for days or set things in motion in different ways. It travels much further than you'll ever know. So thank you for opening your hearts to be here tonight, for allowing me to share my son's life with you, and for the unforgettable impact you have made on him and my family. Last year, I witnessed this room stand up with profound kindness, granting wishes for families like mine. Understanding the deep importance for the generosity being shown, I knew I wanted to do the same. And I envisioned myself speaking here tonight with Tristan well and by my side. With deep gratitude to all of you, the Starlight team, their sponsors and supporters, we would like to set magic in motion this evening. With the help of Tristan's school, family, and friends, from our star in the sky to the families here in need of Starlight, we are honored to donate 2 wishes in Tristan's memory. Just have one more line. Tristan, Mommy's hero. Never stop being our guiding light, and I promise to always be your voice. Thank you.